What's up and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive right in. Today we're making some beautiful spiced Mexican chicken thighs with some oven-baked sweet potato wedges. So we're gonna start with our dried chilies here. If you can't find these, you could go ahead and use red pepper flakes or something similar. That would work just fine. Just gonna crumble these into a coffee grinder actually. Now if you want it to be spicier, just add more of the seeds that are on the inside. I'm adding some, but not too many because I just want this to have a nice kind of mild to medium heat. Now we're gonna add some peppercorns to the spice grinder. Tablespoon should do it. And finally some cumin, half tablespoon. Now we're gonna whiz it all up. Top on your grinder, let it roll. Okay, so I just ground this for about 20 seconds. Now we have a beautiful powder. We're gonna add some avocado oil to our bowl for the marinade, 1/4 cup. Go ahead and add your spice mix to your oil. Just give it a little whisk, bring it together. That color is already looking amazing. Oh! Top wasn't on. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of paprika. Go ahead and drop that straight in. Give it a little mix. Next step, we're gonna add a tablespoon of onion powder. Straight in. Love, love, love onion powder. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Straight in. Just gonna add 1 clove of garlic to this. Remember the little hand trick. Just go ahead and microplane this straight into your marinade. Go ahead and mix that garlic in. Just gonna add a teaspoon of kosher salt to this marinade, straight in. Last step for the marinade, we're just gonna add the juice of half of a lime. Stir that in. Just remember after you make this marinade, this is a coffee grinder, so I would rinse that out unless you want a really spicy coffee the next morning. Next step, we're just gonna go ahead and trim up our chicken thighs a little bit. You just wanna take a little bit of the fat away from the edge. I like the fat, I'm not afraid of it. Just clean it up a little bit. Like that, that's fine. Straight into the marinade. Next step, let's give these a really good toss. I mean, you can already just look at these and they just look like they're gonna be really good. Ton of flavor, a lot going on. Awesome. So next step is we're gonna fire up our grill pan. Love these pans, I use them for a lot of stuff, a lot of recipes. Let that blast on high heat for literally, I don't know, 8-10 minutes. We gotta let it really get hot to do this right. So now that your chicken is done in the marinade, go ahead and wrap it up. Marinate that at least 12 hours, 24 would be better. Okay guys, next step is we're gonna roast our sweet potato wedges to complement our dish. So we're gonna start 3 tablespoons or so of avocado oil. And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of garlic oil. If you don't have this, you could just microplane some garlic and add it in, about a tablespoon. We're gonna add a teaspoon of our paprika. And we're gonna add half a teaspoon of turmeric. Sort of not so much for the flavor, but just to help exaggerate that already beautiful color that the sweet potatoes have. Don't get this stuff on your clothes. We're gonna add roughly half a tablespoon of kosher salt and some fresh ground black pepper. Take some time with the pepper, let it go. Don't be shy with it, I think it's important. Now we're just gonna peel our sweet potatoes. Just take the tops and tails off of your sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes down, straight in half, slice right through. Next step, we're gonna cut each of these halves into roughly thirds. If you have a bigger sweet potato, you might wanna do 4 or 5. These look good in 3 to me. Now just toss these in the oil you made. Give them a little toss. Whoa! Now let's just tray them up, just straight onto a sheet pan. Now I like to make sure that one side of that inside cut you did is facing down on the pan. And we're gonna toss these a few times as they roast in the oven to get some even color. Best they're not really touching each other so they'll get crispy. and straight into a 400-degree oven. Now that your chicken has been marinating, we're ready to grill. So you want to put just a tiny bit of oil in this pan, not a lot, it's just enough to get the process started. Letting that heat back up with the oil, then we'll start cooking. A good way to tell if something is hot enough is to take the back of your hand, place it about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches from the pan. If you have to take it away, you're ready to cook, but it just needs a minute. You shouldn't be able to hold your hand there. If you can, it's not hot enough. Okay, now that our pan is ripping hot, let's get the thighs in, skin side down. That sound is important, right? You want to hear that. Wow. That's sick, man. So the chicken's been cooking on the skin side for about 3 minutes. We're just going to give it a quarter turn just to get more of that fat crispy and brown. Quarter turn on each thigh. Beautiful. So these have been cooking like another 3 minutes after that turn. Now we're just going to go ahead and flip them straight over. You want them to be dark, man. That color, that's good. That's the good kind of burn. That's the burn you want. Now we're going straight into a 425 oven. Okay, so our sweet potatoes have been roasting for about 15 minutes. Let's pull them out of the oven. And make sure you just give them all a toss. I mean, there's not that many. Just give them all a quarter turn like that so they're on their other side. This is an important move. Back into the oven. So I just pulled my chicken out of the oven. It's been in there for 40, 45 minutes. Sweet potatoes, 25, 30 minutes. Just toss those a few times as I was cooking them. So we're just gonna go ahead and plate up our sweet potatoes down on the plate. Let's just do some of our chicken right next to it. Oh my God, the chicken looks insane. All right, coming in for a taste. First of all, on appearance, this chicken is just deep red. Looks really crispy, really shiny, really beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some of my lime over the chicken. I think that's the best chicken I've ever made. It's really good. It's smoky, it's salty, a little bit of spice, tons of flavor. The meat is just juicy when you get through that crispy skin. Let's give these sweet potatoes a try. I'm dipping these in my lemon garlic aioli recipe. If you want to learn how to make that, click right here. It's amazing and we use it on a lot of stuff. Those sweet potatoes are almost as good as the chicken. Love it. Nice crunch on the outside, super fluffy in the middle, awesome flavor, and great in the aioli. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you next week.